There's so many reviews of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 online, which is fair because it's such a popular camera, but I wanted to try something different and show you guys what it's actually like to just pick up this camera and start filming your life and what you can expect. Hey there. I've been using this camera for a few months now, and honestly, I've been blown away by the quality of the picture from this small camera. It's so good that I've genuinely thought about selling my Sony ZV-E10 camera. I'm currently filming in 1080p at 30 frames per second, but the camera gives you the option to go up to as high as 4K, 30 frames per second. Filming in public is still very embarrassing. What you're seeing currently is in the auto setting mode, so I'm not doing any post edits. This is if you just pick up the camera and have it in auto mode and start filming, so I wanted to give you guys a good quality. I personally usually film in D-Log, which is DJI's version of RAW, so it gives me more flexibility in editing colors. So let me show you what that looks like. So what you're seeing now is in D-Log format. This is what it looks like without editing. Everything looks faded and it just has, oh, look at the kitty. Hi. This is what it looks like when I edit it. So the colors look better. I have more flexibility if it's filmed in, I don't know, not in the most ideal lighting situation. But anyway, just wanted to show you what you could use with the D-Log format. All right, so now we're back in auto mode. All in all, I'm just very impressed by the picture quality, just from how small the camera is and how convenient it is to carry around. Also, the face tracking on this thing is pretty good. It's not perfect. I've had some issues with it, but right now, as you can see, it's just following my face around, and I don't really have to worry about being in the center of the frame. But I've had issues if I set down the camera in a place and I like walk away and it stops tracking my face, or my face gets out of the frame, and then when I get back into the frame it has a hard time re-registering my face. So that's been annoying. Maybe there's different settings I haven't figured out, but that's just something I've noticed. I just realized that it might not have been recording with the mic this whole time. So now I have the mic on. This is what it sounds like with the mic on. But all the previous footages are what it sounds like without the mic. So I guess you got a longer clip of what it would sound like without a mic. So I guess that works. There's a softball game going on. But this camera also has different modes that you can film. So obviously you can do regular video, photos, but you can also do slow-mo as well as time-lapse. I haven't used it too often, but I'll share some B-rolls right now as to what you can expect, you know, getting up to 120 frames per second, as well as time-lapse. I've talked a little bit about face tracking and how the gimbal can, you know, track my face pretty well, but I wanted to talk about stabilization. I wanted to share what it would look like, you know, without my face and walk like this. It's really nice to be able to get a pretty steady footage without any sort of gear, and you're just holding the camera. But I think the stabilization is another great feature that you get from this camera that you wouldn't get on a regular, you know, camera at this price range. So now that you've seen what it looks like outside without any edits, just in auto mode, this is what it looks like when you're indoors with decent lighting, nothing crazy. I don't have any lighting set up. It's just direct sunlight in front of me with some lighting in the back. So this is what it looks like. So now this is back in D-Log format, and I'm gonna edit it afterwards so you can kind of tell the difference. I think some people might enjoy what it looks like in the auto mode better than my edits. So I mean, that comes down to personal preference. And now I want to talk a little bit about the design of the camera, because I feel like that's what it really made it kind of as popular as it is now. I mean, I currently have it attached to the battery extender, but without it, it is so compact, it just fits in my one hand. I had to show you guys what it looks like in person, so I'm gonna turn the camera around in front of the mirror. And this is how small the camera is when you're holding it without any accessories. I have the DJI mic receiver right here, but other than that, it would just be this portion right here that you're holding, and you can just cover it with one hand, and it's so discreet and compact and just so easy to use. So when you're vlogging, or if you're shy about being in public like I am, it makes it a lot easier. And speaking of accessories, there's so many accessories you can buy for this camera. I have 2 battery extenders. I also have the legs, which comes in pretty handy when I just want to set down the camera.
But I know there are filters, there are different lenses that you can buy, so the opportunity is endless. But I just wanted to show you what you would get if you were to just pick up this camera without any additional accessories. Obviously, other than the external DJI mic that I'm using. And I can't forget about the rotating screen, which I feel like adds to that iconic characteristic of this camera. And the screen's great. It's not too big, but also it's not too small where you can't see anything. It is touchscreen and I love using it, but sometimes it can feel a little bit crammed just because how small the screen is. And you can also download the Mimo app where it'll connect to your camera and you can see the live feed or change any settings that you like on the phone. So you don't have to do everything on the camera itself. And there are also some shortcuts that I like triple pressing on the joystick will turn around the gimbal, and then just holding down on the record button will turn off the camera. And there's so many shortcuts that you can switch around as well. So whatever you wanted to make it work for your certain situation that you're filming in, you can make that happen. It's pretty clear that the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is not trying to be a fancy cinema camera. It's just really good at letting you capture your life without you having to overthink things. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm gonna continue using this camera for all my channels, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.